Hi all. In this video, we are going to talk about the hierarchy of work items in Agile projects. So you would have often heard that in Agile projects or in Scrum projects, we have epics, we have features, we have user stories, and we have tasks. So what all these work items are actually and how they are tied to each other, what is the actual hierarchy of these work items, and how we can break down the entire portfolio, entire product into multiple epics and then smaller features and then stories and tasks in that. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I'll also give you some examples through which you can understand that what an epic could be, what a feature could be, what a user story could be, and what a task could be, and also ideally how long or how large these epics or features or stories or tasks should be. So what are certain guidelines and best practices that you can use to have these work items created in a hierarchical order in your product backlog. Because I have often seen that people struggle with to figure out whether they should have something as an epic or a feature or a story, and how large their epics could be, how large their features could be, how large their user stories could be, how large their tasks could be. So I'm going to give you some useful tips and examples and best practices through which you can be, sorted with this work items hierarchy. So let's get started. Um, so any product development can be think of an initiative. You can think it as an initiative. Okay, so you are going to create some XYZ product for a business which will give certain value to them. This is an initiative. Now you can break this initiative down into multiple epics. So epic is a highest level of work item hierarchy, and epic is nothing but a very very high level um, of a feature or a very very high level of an idea as well. So epic is generally a big picture of the product's certain feature. Okay, for example, you are creating some XYZ product. Suppose it is a website which sells certain products. So an epic for this website could be product search. Okay, so every website has a search feature. Okay, so you can think it as a epic. So epic could be a product search. This product search will give a significant value to the business, because depending upon the results of this search, the further user actions will be decided. Okay, where the user is going to navigate, on what item he's going to click, and what he's going to purchase, that will be decided. So this product search is a very high level of feature within this product. It can be considered as an epic. Now this epic can be divided into multiple features. So you can offer two types of searches: a simple search and an advanced search. Okay, so simple search could be one feature and advanced search could be another feature. So there could be two features within the product search epic. Now, further, if you think about advanced search, there could be multiple ways to search, right? So these multiple ways could be created in form of certain requirements that you can also call as user stories. So inside this advanced search feature, we can have multiple user stories. For example, you can have one for search by location, okay, and you can have another for search by multiple fields. Like you can give a combination of certain criteria, right? Color, size, availability, location, or anything else, and you can get the result. So you can have a search by multiple fields, you can have a search by location, and you can have a third one like search by some fuzzy logic. So these could be three different stories within the advanced search feature. So even if you complete any one, you are getting some value. So even if you create search by location, So you are able to search something in your product, right? Now you create the other two as well. Then your entire advanced search feature is completed. So when you complete, multiple stories within that feature, that entire feature gets completed. And then when you are able to complete the simple search as well as advanced search feature, the entire product search epic is completed. So this is how uh, you can think of starting about a very high level feature, and you can create an epic for that. You can further divide it into multiple features, and then you can divide those features into multiple stories. Those stories will be, something measurable, and those will give some value to the business. Okay, so this is one way. Another important thing here is that how large your epics and features and stories should be. Generally, people struggle to figure out by when your epic should get completed, by when your feature should get completed, and like that. So let me give you some useful tips and tricks around that. So, an epic could be something which you can complete in multiple quarters. Okay, generally, epics takes multiple quarters to get completed. So, it could be that big. Okay, and then your features. Your features could be something which can take multiple sprints to get completed, but they are generally achievable within a quarter. Okay, so they are smaller than Epic. They are generally achievable within a quarter, but they can take multiple sprints to get completed. And then your stories could be something which should be completed or achievable within each sprint. Okay, so your stories should not span beyond one sprint, whether your sprints are 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 4 weeks long, depending upon the nature of your work, you should be creating stories in such a way, or you should be dividing your features into such a way that each story can be completed within one sprint. Uh, in the exceptional scenarios, it can sometimes go beyond a sprint, but ideally it should be uh, that that much large only, that it is completed within a sprint. Or also, it shouldn't be that everything is just getting completed the last day of the sprint itself. Um, if suppose you are having 2 weeks of sprint, okay, so you can think of the user stories which are generally achievable within 5 6 days or 7 8 days, right? Because you are going to have multiple stories within the sprint. So everything logically cannot take exactly 2 weeks to get completed. Should be completed, less than within like less than 2 weeks, right? So this is how you can think of the size of your user stories. And then like epics, features, and user stories, these are the three levels which generally sit within the product backlog. And then when you start working in the sprint, you bring in your stories to the sprint. There is one more last level of hierarchy, which is called as task. So you can divide your user stories into multiple tasks, and because for a user story, there could be multiple owners, there could be multiple people working on that. So you can have multiple tasks for each owners, or depending upon the type of the work. So you can have tasks for development, and then you can have tasks for unit testing. You can have tasks for deployment and testing, and even review. So you can have tasks like that. So it totally depends upon developers how they want to decompose their work, what works best for them. But in order to track the completion of the story, in order to organize their work better, they can always break the story down into 6 to 10 tasks. So the best practice is not to have more than 10 tasks on a story, otherwise it becomes too difficult to manage that. So you can try that also out. Talking about the size of the task, so generally your tasks should not be 6 hours, more than 6 hours long. But practically, it is seen that it's very difficult to have tasks which are only one day long. So as a best practice, Suppose you are having 2 weeks of sprints, so try to have tasks which are at least not more than 2 or 3 days long, because there'll be multiple tasks and there'll be upstream and downstream dependencies of those tasks as well. So try to have the tasks which are not more than 2 or 3 days long, and within a story have multiple owners of the task, so that mm, the work is also very well distributed, or whatever makes most logical sense, who can do that task best, assign it to that person. So this task management again totally depends upon developers, and this is the last level of item in the work items hierarchy. So, just to summarize, we have Epic at the top, which can take multiple quarters to get completed. We have a feature within the Epic. We can have multiple features within the Epic, and each feature generally take multiple sprints to get completed, but they are generally achievable within a quarter. And then we have user stories within a feature. We can have multiple user stories which should not take more than a sprint to get completed. They can take multiple days to get completed, obviously. And then within a user story, we have our tasks which are not more than 2 or 3 days long. So this is the entire work item hierarchy. Again, this is a kind of best practice and industry standard which you can use to organize your work or organize your entire portfolio in a better way. If you have any suggestions around this, or if you know any other practices that you have used, you have tried to organize your entire set of requirements and decomposing them into smaller chunks of work, then please feel free to share that in the comments box. I think me and other viewers, everyone would love to hear about your ideas as well. If you have any questions also, then please do not hesitate to post that up in the comments box. I'll try to answer that to the best of my knowledge. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye, take care.